Hey, horse lovers, are you ready for that equine emergency? You never want to think about it, but it certainly can happen where all of a sudden you have a wildfire or some other kind of an emergency and you need to quickly get your horse loaded and out of there. So, that is something that we horse lovers need to practice regularly, at least once a year, I would say, is a minimum. Some of you, of course, are doing it much more often, depending on what kind of activities you're doing with your horses. But today I thought I would show you what it looks like from here at the Rescue Ranch. This is from last March when we were preparing to go to the Horse Expo. Our intentions were to take in Blaze and Caesar and Donkey to the Horse Expo. But of course, as some of you may know, none of that happened because of a huge snowstorm that happened pretty much the day after this video was taken. We were unable to get to the Horse Expo, but we were ready for our practice run. And so I wanted to show you what this looks like, because while you often see us doing things free choice with the horses with no halter, lead ropes, or anything like that, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And in this case, we were getting ready to load these guys up in a trailer. So we have the trailer all ready to go. We have a bucket of tasty grain nearby so that we can use that if we need to get the horses convinced to come into the trailer. And we have our trailer parked and ready on solid ground where it's not too slippery or icy or snowy or anything like that. And so we want to set the horses up for success in every way possible by making it so that when you're practicing on these good days, it makes it easier when it is a bad day and you absolutely have to get them in the trailer. So here we see the animals start to show up, and we all have our helmets on. And I think one of the most important things that I would like for you to notice is how loose leading all of these animals are. So again, you see us doing a lot of things free and round pens and targeting and things like that, but I want to show you how all those things pay off. So when you do spend a significant amount of time doing positive reinforcement and just doing target training and having fun, then the day that comes when you do actually put halters and lead ropes on them and lead them around, they're going to follow you just like these guys are, nice and easy, relaxed, loose rein, staying calm. And that is definitely a side effect, a positive side effect of positive reinforcement training. So the other thing I want you to notice is we would not be trying to do this with only one animal at a time, because that can cause a lot of stress. So if possible, when you're doing practice with a buddy. If you only have one horse, try to get somebody at the boarding stable or next door neighbor or something and just schedule it. Your springtime once a year, get ready for practicing trailer loading. Again, that's for those folks that aren't loading their horses all the time. It's going to be a lot easier to get the job done if they have a buddy or a pal nearby. So we have these two horses here at the back of the trailer thinking about coming in, and that's fine. Take your time. Take the time it takes, and it takes less time, was said by a famous horse trainer once. And look at that girl just walk right in. So that's what we're looking for. Notice we are not doing any kind of lead rope lunging, nothing like that to try to make them get in faster. That's really important. That's probably the most important take-home message I would love for you all to get out of this video, is that when you are trailer loading, when you're practicing trailer loading, not when you're doing it in an emergency, but when you're just practicing, really take your time. Let the animals take all the time that they need. And so also we keep the sessions nice and short and sweet. Notice Blaze went in and came right back out, and she gets to kind of relax, and just everybody's gathering around, reassurances that no one's going anywhere, nothing scary is happening. So that's something you want to always do, is just really reinforce for all of these animals. Look at that beautiful, nice, loose lead rope that we have there with Donkey, maybe even a little too loose. I would hate for somebody to get a foot caught in there. But also notice within Blaze, as she's going in now, nice and loose. That's your goal. Oh, fantastic. And she walks right in. And that's exactly what we're looking for, is we want her to come in on a nice, loose lead. So there's no stress, no anxiety. We want to change the feeling of anxiety that goes along a lot of times with horses being trailered, because a lot of times they're maybe leaving their buddies, leaving their pals, going into something really stressful. And so it's difficult to make horse trailer loading a nice, relaxed, easy thing for horses to endure. And so we have to actually put some time in to practice this. So again, it's not as much fun as going off on a trail ride, but it is an important part of taking great care of our horse, is to make sure that we do spend some time at least once a year, again, just having a nice, loose, easy, relaxed practice session getting in and out of the trailer. So at this point, it looks like Blaze was feeling nice enough and calm enough inside the trailer that we were able to go ahead and tie her in and close the bar. So she is confined in the trailer now. And so, really important, you'll notice that we are going to go right around to the outside window and have a trainer there with her to make sure she stays nice and calm and relaxed while the next animal is loading, and she doesn't get any anxiety. That's really, really super important. So take the time. Don't just put them in there and close the door and expect them to just stand in there and stay calm. Make sure that they stand in there and stay calm. And she was being nice and calm and relaxed. And so we decided to go ahead and switch trainers here, just to see if we'd have a little bit of different luck getting Caesar in the trailer, because he was showing a little bit of anxiety, probably just because he's feeling a little left out, because both of us were mentally really focusing on Blaze, who went in first, to make sure she went in nicely and stayed in there nice and calmly. And then we're reassuring her to make sure she continues to stay nice and calm. And Caesar shows, again, some anxiety, about some reluctance about coming into the trailer. So she's giving him a chance to just step out, and he does put a foot in. That's such a good boy. But then he's pawing a little bit, showing I'm a little bit anxious. And see how he's willing to come in halfway, but not all the way. But we're not going to force the issue, right? This is a training session. This is not an emergency. There is not a wildfire happening or something where we absolutely have to get this horse in the trailer. So we are not going to use a lunge whip or anything like that to try to force the action to happen. So again, we weren't having much success for just a moment. So we quickly, what do? Who knows? Who can answer the question? We change the frame, right? That is it. We just change it up a little bit. Quickly change it up. And also at this point, I have asked Donkey to come forward a little bit, and that way it will provide a little bit of encouragement on the back end. We're not, again, using him to try to force the horse into the trailer, but just to give him something to think about, right? So his friend Blaze is in the front. We have his friend Donkey in the back. So we're just cushioning him. We're softening him with reassurances from the front and the back that everything is totally fine. Everything is fine. He's going to be fine. There's cookies and treats in here. We just want to really always stay nice and calm and relaxed, and take a deep breath, and just really take our time and let them have all the time in the world that they need. On that note, if you are enjoying this video and videos like that, like this, please don't forget to subscribe down below. Also, you can send us an email at info@rescueranch.org, and I'm going to send you my free 7-point pre-flight checklist, which is something I highly recommend everybody have and post in the barn, so that before you start any training session, you make sure that you have taken care of all the horse's emotional, physical needs before you go ahead and get started with your training session. So notice at this point, he's just practicing ignoring us. And so again, you really got to think fast, right? So you don't let too much time pass. It's been, oh gosh, what, a minute and a half, something like that. So there's a fine line between allowing them the time that they need to make up their mind to come into the trailer, along with them just deciding they're not going to do it no matter what, and instead they're just practicing ignoring your request and standing there in the trailer with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, or 2 feet in, 2 feet out. Notice where Donkey is kind of sniffing his really little hiney a little bit, like, come on, man, this is boring. We want to get on. We want to go. Donkey says, I want to go to the show. I want to go visit everybody, and it's going to be super fun and exciting, and I don't want to stand around here and wait for my turn to get in. We're also continuing to help in Blaze to just stand still and be quiet, and not get any kind of anxiety about the fact that we have Caesar in the back who's still trying to make up his mind on whether he wants to get in or not. And then he did it, just as you might be thinking about getting frustrated and giving up. Notice he went ahead and came right in, and I'm so proud of him. And we're going to go ahead and secure him. And that way he gets the opportunity to practice actually being secured in the trailer. So notice that we have the two trainers working together in synchrony. So when you're working with your neighbor or your barn mate or what have you, trailer loading horses, certainly there's lots of us girls and others out there that have to trailer by yourself, but it can be pretty difficult to do that. And so if you can get a friend, it's certainly for safety and ease of getting it done a little bit better to always have a friend or two just helping you. But again, make sure no one gets, there goes Donkey. He's like, I've been waiting for my turn. I really want to get up there. Again, that's positive reinforcement for you folks. He doesn't have a lot of negative associations about the trailer. He knows that the trailer has snacks waiting for him, and he's more interested in getting those snacks than he is interested in worrying about being scared about what's going to happen in the trailer. And so we want to make sure that, again, with Caesar mostly, because it took him the longest to make up his mind, the middle horse, to get into the trailer, that we are reinforcing him and making sure we're giving him lots of reassurances that everything is okay. And so here he's getting his reassurances as I'm making my way out of there, securing the donkey, and then getting myself out safely, and everybody is in. Yay! Now, the most important thing is to make sure that they all stay nice and calm and relaxed, because that's the next thing that'll often happen is you get them all in the trailer, and that's when the pawing and hollering starts, right? All of us know all about that. So you don't want to mess around a whole lot right here. You can't leave somebody there to just constantly reassure them. We got to get everybody in the truck for safety and get this trailer on the road. And so just make sure that you are organized and ready so that you can hopefully get all of your people in the truck as quickly as possible. Notice we are not allowing, we're not having our assistant trainer leave the side of the trailer and leave the horses until the very last minute, again, reassuring them that everything is good. I'm doing a final check here to make sure that everybody is staying calm and ready to go. And so far, it looks like Donkey might be the one who needs the most reassurances. There, I'm reassuring Caesar, telling him we're about to go, buddy. It's fine. Nothing to be scared of. And then we're going to quickly, without much hesitation, get in the vehicle and get this truck on the road. Because once the vehicle is moving, that gives the horses something else to think about. They got to think about shifting their weight and stabilizing themselves. And so they're going to be much less inclined to fuss and holler and worry about what might be happening in there. And so instead, we're going to just try to get this truck going as quickly as possible. And so that is how you are going to trailer load your horses in a very positive reinforcement manner. Even though this wasn't necessarily free choice, it was definitely positive reinforcement. So if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to notifications, and we look forward to seeing you right here. Get your pre-flight checklist, and follow everything we do here at the Rescue Ranch, because I'm Dr. Q, here to help you have the most amazing relationship with all of the animals in your life, not just horses. So anything you need, I am here for you. Please donate to the Rescue Ranch. God bless, and we'll see you right here in another video next time. Bye-bye.